Alright, hey, what's up guys? Coach Mac, Play Fast Football. I'm going to do a quick video today, a shorter video on how the running back affects us in coverage. And one of the reasons we're going to do it is we threw 7-on-7 yesterday with a local school here. Very solid passing game, did some really good things in the passing game. And they had some formations and some things they did with the back and things that our kids hadn't seen in a little bit. And we've got to be able to tie some ideas together to get us in the right coverages so that we understand when and where we can play certain coverages based on not only formation but where the back is. All right, so today I'm just going to go ahead and mention, check out our sponsors. All right, if you've watched the other videos, you know who they are. So today I'm just going to give a quick shout out. Make sure you check out our sponsors: GameStrat, which is a sideline replay system; MAXOne, which is an app that streamlines organization; all right, Defensive Coordinator 1, which is an in-game app that lets you use real-time data to make adjustments; The Difference USA, which is the ultimate striking machine and a machine that works on hand placement; JustPlayFB, which is the digital software program that I use; and then Dome Headwear, which is the hat company that we use. It's a Dome hat right there. All right, so make sure you check out those sponsors. I will have a link to GameStrat down in the bottom if you want to click on the link to take you to the GameStrat site. All right, so sorry, such a brief introduction, but this is going to be a short video. So I'm actually going to do a clinic for a youth flag football team with Dome Headwear. I'm meeting them over on the other side of town in about an hour and a half. So wanted to shoot this video real quick while I had the thought in my head. All right, so how does the running back affect coverage? All right, so what I want to look at first is we had a pro flanker set with a twin set on the other side. So it's a 2x2 set, all right? And the first thing we're going to look at is if the back is set to the pro flanker set. All right, so our guys know that traditionally we like to play quarters. Our free safety likes to declare the tight end flanker side is the strength. We like to play quarters to the tight end flanker, and we like to play palms, all right, to the twin side. And the reason we like to do that is so that we can get an extra player, all right, involved in the run game to the three-man surface. Now, if the running back is on the side of the tight end flanker, this is not an issue for us at all right, because if the running back stays on this side of the football, whether he releases in tight or wide, all right, we have 4-on-3, all right, in coverage. And now the Mike, who's a hook curl dropper and a 3 vertical player, can be inside where that tight end is. There's your curl flat player, all right. This is, we play a man, all right, more of a mod technique where we're manning on deep routes to where we're playing verticals, we're playing post, we're playing post corner, we're playing, you know, all the routes that go down the field vertical by that corner, okay, but we don't have any underneath routes. We're not playing any of the underneath routes with the corner. And then our free safety here, all right, is our quarters technique, robber technique player. He's got 2 if he goes vertical. If 2 goes under or to the flat, we're going to look to rob the post-8 curl of 1. So with the back there's not a problem. On the 2 read side over here, the palm side, we don't have an issue because with the back over there, we have 3-on-2. So now this will linebacker, very important, he understands with no 3 to out-leverage him, he's got to stay inside of this 2. Don't let that 2 cross your face because the mic is dropping away from you. Okay, so try to stay tight inside of that 2, collision that 2 if you can. Unless he really goes shallow and under right now, try not to let that 2 cross your face, all right, because when you do that with the mic dropping the other way, you give yourself a little bit of a problem. Right safety and corner are reading off the release of 2. 2 vertical, the safety has them. 2 out underneath linebacker level, the corner triggers and the safety goes to 1. 2 underneath, we backpedal our safety. All right, corner takes 1 vertical, 2 goes underneath, we pedal the safety and we look to find work. All right, different techniques, people teach it a different way. That's how and why we do it. Okay, now here's the issue, and we ran into this yesterday. They started putting it back to the side of the twins away from the tight end flanker. Okay, our free safety saw the tight end flanker 2x2 set, he declared the strength to the tight end flanker. The problem we have is if the mic drops in quarters coverage, all right, to the side of the tight end, and 3 goes here, the will linebacker, okay, the will linebacker is a player that needs to expand with 3. So when he expands with 3, if the mic drops front side, we started getting hit with whether it was mesh that sat down or spot routes. We started getting hit with some inside routes, either in here by that player, okay, or if the mic let the tight end cross his face, that route that came back in there, all right? And why is that? That's because we didn't have enough droppers to equate. When they pushed and we pushed, we couldn't replace that because the mic dropped strong, all right? Now, if you told the Mike that he's a 3 dropper in the coverage, okay, and you told the Mike to drop to the 3 side so that if you got, all right, for argument's sake, if you got any type of route, all right, let's say that was, you know, if this was some type of mesh concept where maybe he brought it in here and sat it down, or maybe he brought it in here and sat it down, if the Mike, all right, put himself in position to drop to the side of 3 when that back pushed, if your will pushed and your Mike pushed, because you're in quarters coverage to the other side, you're playing outside leverage on a tight end, all right? If the Mike drops to the side of the back and you're playing quarters coverage, there is no player inside the tight end, all right? So what you got to understand is when you set the coverage in those 2x2 sets like that, you're better off setting the coverage to where the back is, all right? Setting the coverage to where the back is, and then figuring out how to adjust the back side of the coverage. So if the back was over here, all right, we would play, all right, palms with the down safety here and the free safety high, okay? Now on this side, if we keep the Mike in the box and the left safety here, depending on where the ball is, we can lock this man-to-man, all right? Depending on where the ball is, if it was into the boundary, we might be able to play cover 2, okay? If we felt like we could remove the Mike a little bit and play a robber or a quarters concept where we felt like the Mike might be able to play 2 to the flat, we could do that as well, all right? But the bottom line is, now, if 3 pushes that way, we have 4 for 3, safety pushes, the will cuts the next thing, which is this route coming in here. And now when the tight end, if the tight end goes to run mesh or whatever he goes to run, we still have underneath droppers because the Mike is inside the tight end. All right, so we have a player inside the tight end and we have a player to match, all right, the side that they push, all right, to get to that 3 receiver. Okay, so if we set the coverage to the back, we'd be in better position, all right, at least in a passing game concept. Now, we might not be in a better position to support runs, all right, to the 3-man surface. That's where game plan stuff comes in, and that's where game plan stuff, so for us, all right, what we would have been better off doing in a game plan setting is if we decided that we wanted to set the free safety here, okay, if we wanted to set the free safety here to play quarters coverage, we should have locked the backside, all right, here, so that if we lock the backside, as far as passing game is concerned, now when 3 pushes, the backer's got to play a man-to-man. We're playing the 2 man-to-man and the 1 man-to-man. Now, the Mike can stay inside the tight end, so when the tight end tries to run any of these routes, the Mike knows I have nothing to do with the push of 3. I have nothing to do with that side of the coverage. I can hang all over the inside routes of this tight end, and now when they push the back and they try to run, you know, mesh or whatever they're trying to run, or inside checkdowns or snags or spots, we're playing that man-to-man so we can jump that route and still play the tight end route. All right, so where the back is in that formation, besides the fact that it's tight end flanker twins away 2x2, which is a tough enough formation to defend, where the back is dictates the choices of what you want to do in coverage. So if you set your coverage to the tight end side but the back's away, you got a better chance locking that or playing cover 2 or something than you do playing a palms theory, because you're not going to have a middle hole 3 dropper. If you set the strength the other way, all right, you're good on that side, but now you got to realize on the back end you're limited without, if the left safety is back here playing high and the free safety was over here, you're limited in the coverages you can play on that side. So we got ourselves in a little bit of trouble yesterday in the 7-on-7 because we were setting our strength just to the tight end flanker, and on the backside, those guys are making palms calls because that's their normal adjustment when they see 2 receivers. But because we were playing quarters here, we should have locked the backside and not play quarters with a palms combination, because we lose a 3 dropper and we get ourselves into a little bit of trouble. Okay, so hopefully you guys can kind of, if you've been watching these videos and you've studied split field coverage and you know a little bit about a palms dropper and expanding swing deep at 3 and the next linebacker pushing to the new number 3. Hopefully if you watch enough of my videos and other split field coverage videos, you understand where the issues are in the coverage. Okay, the other issue that we got into a little bit, all right, was in some 3x1 sets, our guys being able to understand where the back is, Okay, so that when we set up our base 3x1 deal and we play man on the number 1, and then we play 2 read on the 2 and the 3, and we take a backer apex out here, all right, and we got another backer on the backside, and then we leave the right safety on the backside with the right corner, okay? We leave them to where we're playing any combination. We have 4 different cut calls we play on the backside, all right, but the bottom line is on this side we have 3 for 2, and on this side we have 4 for 3, all right? The Mike linebacker has to understand with the back away from him, okay, there is no out leverage issue. There is no push issue. He can now hold heavy on the inside routes of number 3 and short wall number 3. Okay, the will can drop to this side because we're getting 3 for 2 because the back releases on that side. Where we run into the problems is when they set the back to this side, and now they're possibly going to flood the formation with 4. Okay, all right, and now on this side they've only got 2, so now the offense is going to put 4 over here, all right, and they're going to put 2 over here. So as a defense, we want to get 5 over here, all right, and now, I'm sorry, the offense is down to 1, so now on this side we want 2 for 1 and 5 for 4. So what now has to happen is, in this theory of coverage, if this back were to leverage and push, our Mike linebacker has to push, all right, he doesn't have to jump it man-to-man. He's just got to match the leverage of it because he doesn't want it to get outside, and if it was to wheel or go down the field, that's his route, okay? So what happens now is with 4 strong, if 4 pushes strong side, you better get your will to cut to the strong side, all right? Otherwise, if the Mike pushes and the Mike ends up all the way out here, you've got a number 3 receiver or a number 2, however they do it. You've got all these intermediate routes that are being run right now that you can't cover, okay? If your Mike doesn't push, all right, if your Mike doesn't push, and let's say you got some type of, all right, your Mike is in here, if you get some type of 4 verticalish theory where it looks like this, and your Mike doesn't push and the back gets out here and they throw the back the ball, all right, you're dead because the back is out here with leverage and there's nobody there to tackle him because these guys have matched all the verticals. Okay, so where the back is in 3x1 sets is very important for everybody to understand. Because if he lines up over here, all right, we got to get 3 on 2. We can leave the will on that side and the will can drop that way. Now over here, we got to get 4 on 3 and the Mike can play heavy, short wall inside of 3 because he knows he doesn't have to push because he's not going to get out leveraged. All right, so even though we didn't change the coverage, all right, even though we played the same version of coverage, where the back is makes us do some things differently in the coverage that these backers have to be able to understand. All right, they got to know when they might get pushed. They got to know when they might get flooded out 4 strong and how to come back and make it 5 on 4. Okay, so even though we're not changing the coverages, all right, we have to understand how we can put ourselves in a situation where we can get the right matchup, all right, based on how many receivers they can deploy to a side. So if we're in a trips coverage and the 4 is strong and the 4 can push strong, we better get another guy over there or we're going to get ourselves in some trouble. All right, so in 3x1 sets or 2x2 sets, sometimes the back, all right, is in a situation where he can be a real hassle to the coverage, and you better have the coverage set right, all right, otherwise you can run into some issues. All right. Now, what some people will choose to do is they might have a coverage that they like when it's 3x1 with the back strong, and they may have another coverage that they like when it's 3x1 and the back weak. So the free safety, all right, his trips check might be based on where the back is. So if the back is strong, play this coverage because it's better against 4 strong. If the back is weak, play this coverage because it's better against 2 weak. All right? Or whatever your case scenario may be. So just in a short, quick, to-the-point video, the back has a lot to do with your coverages. It affects how you play your coverages. 2x2 sets, you better know where that back is because he becomes the 3 to one side or the other based on how you declare the coverages. If he becomes the 3 a certain way and you drop that way, if that guy that drops to be the 3 dropper, all right, was the only player that's inside of a number 2, all right, on the other side, and 2 releases inside, now you can't play that. So if you're going to play a coverage that has, all right, again, just for a quick picture, if you played a coverage like robber or quarters, all right, where you had a player that was either head up or maybe slightly outside leverage on a 2, if the next guy inside dropped away, all right, from that outside defender, you're going to have a hard time with any of these routes that work inside there. All right, so you've got to try and pair up what your 3 dropper in the middle is doing. If he's pushing to match a back that pushes, you got to match that up with coverages on both sides so you don't leave yourself with that issue. All right, we declared coverage strength yesterday to formations, didn't do it to the back, and we got ourselves in some trouble, and the team we played did a good job of throwing a bunch of checkdowns and big spot routes and mesh routes, and they got us in some trouble because we couldn't play based on where the back went. If we had quarters on one side and 2 read on the other, if my mic dropped where the back went, there was nobody inside the tight end. If my mic dropped to the tight end and the will pushed to the back, there was nobody inside the slot. All right, so our adjustment should have been to play quarters here and lock it man on that side, or to set the free safety to the twin side and choose what coverage we want to play to the tight end flanker. All right, that would have been better to the tight end flanker side. So the back has an effect on coverage. A lot of times we only talk about formations and numbers of receivers and who they are, but the back has an effect on coverage, and you have to understand that and be able to teach your guys either what coverages you need to be in based on where the back is, or you got to teach your underneath droppers how to handle pushing and cutting different ways, or adding or flooding when a back makes 4 strong, how you got to add a backside backer to the front side to give you 5. All right, so just a quick thought on some things that were going through my head, all right, after we threw yesterday, just some things that I know I have to clean up with our guys that got us in trouble that were schematic issues and not player talent issues. So things that I'm always thinking all the time about how I have to clean it up, why I have to clean it up. So I thought I'd put this quick video out there just to give you guys kind of a picture of how the running back can affect the coverages that you're playing. All right, remember that the first Play Fast Football Clinic is coming up in January 24th, 25th, 26th in St. Augustine, Florida. We'll have a website up and running soon where you can register for the clinic and info to book at the hotel, which is the Embassy Suites right on the beach in St. Augustine. Putting together a pretty good lineup that we really love right now, that is really exciting, of the guys that are starting to confirm. It'll be all high school speakers talking about, all right, our solutions and our answers to our problems in high school football. All right, that's what we want the clinic to be about. All right, we want the clinic to be about our problems, our solutions, because we want it to be our clinic in high school football. So it's going to be all high school football speakers. So we're really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's something different from me, dipping my toe into kind of a brand new pool. All right, as far as running a clinic is concerned, and getting speakers and getting good quality speakers and getting guys to register and getting vendors and getting a hotel. All right, it's been really interesting. It's a process that I've kind of fallen in love with, becoming a small business owner. All right, so we're really looking forward to it. So remember to check that out. All right, when the website gets up and running, remember to check that out, that first clinic in January. All right, I appreciate you guys watching. Remember, you won't play well until you play fast. I'll catch y'all next time.